Hello and welcome to Safe Schools. I'm Curtis Graves.
And I'm Andy Howard.
Andy, we are back on site again, man.
Yeah, we're in business.
Whitley Elementary School. And
Yes.
we are here to talk about several things, actually.
Indeed.
With the Mobile Police Department and with the school system. I think we'll be talking about the GREAT program, and we'll be talking about the Safe Schools initiative.
Absolutely. We're going to have a good show today. We're going to talk about some important and interesting things. And I think our audience is going to appreciate the information we share with them.
We'll be right back.
Mobile County Public Schools has equipped its students to achieve more than $96 million in college scholarships. These work-ready certificates include dual enrollment college credit, construction, certified nursing assistant, Microsoft Office specialist, welding, and the list goes on. Striving to graduate students to be college and career ready. Higher learning, growth, and development. It starts with us.
The Environmental Studies Center is a natural sciences education facility designed to provide unique learning experiences. In addition, wildlife rehabilitation plays a vital role each day at the center. Featuring more than 500 acres of rich woodlands, the center affords teachers, students, and the general public an opportunity to experience firsthand the natural environment. Environmental Studies Center. It starts with us in the Mobile County Public Schools.
Welcome back. Today's show, we're going to have two of Mobile's finest. One from the Mobile Police Department, Miss Sharon Lewis. She's a corporal, and she's going to talk to us about a lot of things that the police department is doing. One of those things is the GREAT program.
Yes,
and Mr. Sim Oakley. Mr. Sim Oakley is a resource officer with the Mobile County Public School System. So they're protecting your kids on and off campus. Mr. Oakley on campus, Ms. Lewis off campus. But we got the same goals, and we're going to get a chance to talk about how we implement those goals to make our community safer, our schools safer. Welcome.
Thank you.
Corporal Lewis, right into the topic at hand. Let's talk about the GREAT program. First of all, let's tell the public what the GREAT program is.
Well, GREAT is a wonderful program. We call it a GREAT program.
And the acronym is what?
The acronym is Gang Resistance, Education, and Training. What we do is we don't actually do gang training, but what we do is we try
they got that covered on the street.
Right. We try to encourage the students that we go into the classrooms with. We try to encourage them to do positive things, less destructive things, more self-motivated things.
And this program is currently in the elementary and middle schools, right?
Right, elementary 4th and 5th grade, and the middle schools the 6th and 7th grade.
Okay. How long has the Mobile Police Department been doing that program, the GREAT program?
For years. I can't think of was here before I got here. So I've been here for 20 years, so it's been here for a while.
Yeah, I was sharing with Sharon earlier. I attended a seminar down in Miami in the 80s where this program was being introduced, and you were saying how initially it was a pilot program, and then it moved from a pilot program to being
federally funded.
A federally funded program, and then it got standardized so that across the country that wherever you are, if you're exposed to the GREAT program, you get the same kind of information and material.
That's right.
That's the kind of thing that certainly I think has made an impact on young folks. I see that, that gang issue and behavior modification, I guess, is the even greater concern. Instilling positive mentalities and ideas in the young folks and encouraging them to make good choices. That's what it kind of speaks to, and that's where it goes with the discussion.
And speaking to the vastness of the program, I'm looking here at the brochure here, the Southeast region, the Midwest, Atlantic region, West region of the country, as well as the Southwest region. And then I'm looking at Guatemala, I'm looking at Brazil, Honduras, Panama, El Salvador. This program is a huge program.
It is. 13,000 trained facilitators, and we've graduated 6 million students.
This program is really designed to make choices apparent to young people.
Positive choices
for
students.
Mr. Oakland,
Yes,
how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Andy, how you doing?
That's good, man. I'm great. You know, we talked before, and we're doing something in the security department, and a continuation of many of the things we've always done. But just to kind of expound on what we're doing, the Safe Schools Initiative. What's that all about?
That's correct. Well, over the summer, we decided all these various programs we've been doing to kind of put them all together. You know, the majority of my co-workers, yourself, we all form a law enforcement. So the biggest thing for me is when I initially joined the department probably 12 years ago, I kind of had a law enforcement / military background in my head. So now we work with educators every day.
Right.
So what we want to do was to let the public and the staff and the parents know that within the Safety and Security Department, we have a lot of different programs that we have going.
Exactly. And all of them have one goal in mind.
Yes,
That's to make our kids, our staff, and our campuses safer.
that's correct.
One of the unique things that a lot of people may not know is how closely the Mobile Police Department and the school system work together. There are a vast number of programs that we're doing in conjunction with one another that is all for the purpose of trying to get our kids on the right path, making sure that they see that there are clear choices in life and make them active, vibrant parts of our society.
That's right.
And the more successful we are, the better it is for you guys, huh?
That's right. That's right.
If our kids are able to go out and be productive citizens, your job gets easier and better.
That's right.
So it's just a natural collaboration for the police and the schools to work together toward that end.
And speaking of that, being that we're in an elementary school, I see a lot of coloring books and some things here that you put out here for us. Let's talk about those for just a little bit, because you guys are doing a lot of things in the schools that pertain to just trying to get some contact with young people, so you can pretty much, I like to say, write your own narrative to young people, because oftentimes kids grow up being told to be fearful of law enforcement.
Right.
And that's very irritating for law enforcement. So one of the things that we try to do is to bring the law enforcement officer to the school and let the kids actually see law enforcement as being the people that they are, parents. Okay, parents that are not just concerned about their own children, but the children of others as well.
That's right.
But let's talk about your coloring books here. What do you have?
Well, with the community service division that I'm working with the Mobile Police Department, we have a variety of different services that we offer. We offer from preschool to adulthood, of course, to senior citizens. We have the senior care program, the Yellow Dot program, tips for seniors and fraud and everything. We have programs that would kind of target any kind of situation, any demographic. So we not only go in with the great program as a uniformed officer to facilitate positive direction for children, but we do preschools. And we just go in and try to have fun with them and teach them anything from bike safety and traffic, just anything to help them to know that the police are not their enemy. The police are friendly. And
How is it for you as a parent yourself? Because you have, what, 2 kids?
A bunch of kids.
So being a parent and being a law enforcement officer, when you see parents, because in your years of being in law enforcement, you've been in law enforcement for years, you've had parents come to you and say something that pertains to trying to put fear in their child. How does that make you feel as a parent and as a law enforcement officer?
Well, I try to let them know is that when they need help, what are they supposed to do? I mean, if they can't come to the law enforcement officer or a responsible adult, then what are they supposed to do?
Okay. Well, we're going to pause for just a second, and I want to get back into that topic because it's very interesting, but we'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
The more parents are involved in school, the more likely it is a child will succeed. Children with involved parents and attend school regularly make better grades and have better social skills. Every involved parent makes a difference.
Get involved. Ask about your child's day. Explain how your education matters. Parent involvement, it matters.
You can find more information on parent involvement at mcpss.com.
I believe that the quality of education that I received at the Mobile County Public School system, I would give it an A+, excellent education. And I feel that they prepared me for my future career. I feel that I received not only the fund of knowledge that I need, but the social skills, communication skills that is needed to compete with any other student, not just in Mobile County particularly, but nationwide.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Welcome back. Corporal Lewis, you were sharing with me earlier about some of the programs, and you mentioned the elderly programs that you're doing also. I mean, do you do any other programs that kind of combine the elderly population with the young population? Do we do anything like that?
You know, we do a lot of community organization programs. So if your community service program has, you know, an opportunity to want McGruff to come out, then we do that. So we do kind of combine it, and then we initiate this with, or combine this with everything that we have, so we can demonstrate
So
all
if a citizen wanted to reach you guys, they would just contact the Mobile Police Department?
They can contact Mobile Police Department, or they can contact Community Services.
The Community Services Division of Mobile Police Department. You know, one of the things that just jumps out at me about this conversation is, you know, unfortunately and so frequently when a citizen interacts with the police, it's after something bad has happened.
That's right.
And, you know, it's a trauma and a stressful scenario. And this is, the whole conversation here is about talking about the citizens and the police interacting with each other in non-jeopardicial, non-confrontational, you know, positive scenarios where the citizens get to interact with police in a desirable setting versus an undesirable setting.
That's right.
One of the things I have not shared, but I will share now, is that I currently work for the Mobile Police Department. I am the director over strategic initiatives for the police department. Yeah. And our goal is to make Mobile the safest city in this country by 2020. And one of the things that will get us there is our motivation, our respect, and our desire to make sure that respect is afforded to everyone.
That's right.
Okay, citizens as well as police officers. And this is one of many efforts that we're trying to do to bridge that gap of communication between law enforcement and the community, because it's important. We can't set aside law enforcement nor the community, school system, or the community at large, and not do anything that furthers our ability to communicate more effectively with one another.
Congratulations, Kurt. I just wanted to say that to you, man. I somebody's appreciating you besides us. We've been appreciating you all along, man.
Enough about me. Mr. Oakley.
Yes, Curtis.
Let's talk about the Safe Schools Initiative.
Okay, all right. Well, our Safe Schools objective has always been the same. It's pretty much our mission statement. Overall goal to provide a safe, secure, law-abiding environment conducive to teaching and learning. Okay.
Yeah, there's several things we're doing there to make that happen, right?
Yes, under the Safe Schools Initiative, and with the Safe Schools show being so popular, we decided to just pretty much brand our efforts under that umbrella. Okay. So our operational strategy, we have the Safe Schools Initiative, and underneath that we have the Resource Officer Program. Okay, that that you're real familiar with.
I'm quite familiar with it.
Yes, and then and it's divided up into investigations, which is probably our primary duty on day to day. Okay, then it goes into security, equipment, safety training, and safety programs. Okay.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. And besides that, you know, we are involved with collaborations with these guys, the Mobile Police Department, all of the time.
Yes.
And besides us working with them, and besides us working with students when they get in trouble, we try to initiate things that just make them safer on a daily basis. You know, we have things like the lockdown drills, we have the fire drills, we have the tornado drills. You know, this building where we're sitting right now is a tornado shelter, but you know, in order for this kind of stuff to work, you have to have practice and protocol, and our department works a lot to help those things, you know, come together and happen. You work with your administrators.
That's correct. By us being today at Whitley Elementary, we start off training our elementary kids on the lockdown procedures, fire evacuations, and severe weather drills. Last summer, we developed an evaluation sheet or evaluation process to where we actually go out to elementary, middle school, high schools, and we evaluate these drills to identify any deficiencies or any things that they was doing well, and try to take that information and share it with our other school sites.
Give them support and input, and give them suggestions as to things that they can do and do better, and add to what they're already doing.
That's correct. You know, and in theory, an elementary student, probably by the time they got to the 4th or 5th grade, even into middle school, will be real familiar on our lockdown protocols, even our fire and severe weather drills. So training is an important tool for us. Basically, we're in the education environment, and our kids are
educating kids to be safe.
Yes.
And you want this to be second nature. You want it to be something that they snap right into without you having to tell them.
That's
You know, and about that, you know, when we have an emergency, and unfortunately we sometimes do, and first responders have to come out.
Right.
Unfortunately, that sometimes does happen. You know, if there's a protocol in place, then you guys can come in and do your job.
That's right.
And have some expectation of what's going to be going on when you get there.
That's right. That's right.
Because of our collaborations, you know, we know I have some expectation that you all are going to come and do certain things, and you're gonna know in advance what's going to be happening when you get there.
I'd like to add to that as well. I don't know if Corporal Lewis is aware, but currently with our cyber crime unit, we are allowed, through the permission of the Mobile County Public School System Security Office, to see all that's happening in the schools. And we don't sit and we don't monitor this day to day, but in cases of a crisis, we can actually pull those cameras up at that particular school and see what's going on, so we can inform law enforcement of the areas of concern. So that's very important. Again, that's another example of the partnership that we have with the school system.
That's an excellent point. I'm glad that, you know, hopefully, you know, we don't have to respond to emergencies, but this proactive discussion that we're having, the proactive actions that we try to take, make these places safer. We're gonna take a break for a moment, and we'll be right back.
Do you have what it takes to be an Envision graduate? We are pioneering students to be all they can be, from 6th grade all the way to 12th grade.
I definitely would recommend Envision to other students who feel the way I feel. They really work with you, and they've gotten tutors, and you have online teachers to talk to.
It starts right here. It starts right now. Envision Virtual Academy. Enroll today.
Hello, my name is Teresa Montgomery, and I'm here to give you a few facts about food allergies. Research says that 15 million Americans have food allergies. Did you know that roughly 30,000 Americans go to the emergency room each year due to food allergies? Food allergies affects 1 in every 13 children in the United States. The economic cost of children's food allergies is roughly $25 billion per year. If you want to know more facts about food allergies, you can visit www.foodallergies.org.
And we're back. Sharon, you were gonna share with me, I want you to expound at least a little bit about the alert program you mentioned. What's that all about? What are we doing there?
Well, the alert is in conjunction with the school system and their virtual ability to go inside the school in case of a crisis. And the alert is the advanced, rapid law enforcement training that we go through every year in order to access the school and neutralize the situation. You know.
Okay.
So the police department, in conjunction with the schools, goes through this training every year.
Basically, there's a process. There's a process upon entry that has to be done correctly in order to preserve life. And that's what that training's all about.
And it's important to do it, practice it, make sure that everybody's on the same page.
That's right.
And I think that kind of stuff is the kind of thing that certainly enhances our ability to make people safer.
Right.
And one of the things, too, I might add that goes in conjunction with the collaborative efforts that law enforcement has and continue to build with the school system is that with that alert training comes a great amount of responsibility for law enforcement to effectively do their job and getting into that building where the threat is and neutralizing that threat. But in order to do that effectively, the safety protocols that the school system has in place with the students and with the teachers and the instructions that the teachers provide the students is very important. So I would urge any parent, every parent, to make sure that you tell your child to pay close attention to your teacher always, especially in a crisis. Follow their instructions. Do not deviate from what they tell you because it's vital that you do.
It'll make you safer.
That's right.
Sam, we talked a bit before, but I'd love for you to expound a bit about some of the safety programs, some of the things that our department is doing or the school system is doing toward making schools safer and some of the programs that we've engaged in to make that happen.
Okay. Well, it started several years ago, 3-4 years ago, when we got on board with the Virtual Alabama, which is a tool for first responders for the state of Alabama. And as we went through our safety plans and our protocols, we took that summer to kind of evaluate that process. Okay. And because of that, we really had to go and identify and take a strong look at what we was doing. First as a department, and then take that information back out to the administrators and the staff. Well, some of the safety programs that we currently got going, I mentioned the Virtual Alabama. Next is Crisis Go. It's an app that we're currently working with where our safety plans now are on the cell phones or tablets, for the administrator or the staff member to access. Of course, we got the Safe Schools television show. And what most people probably don't know is that we go and do random metal detector searches. We have a K-9 program that searches for narcotics and for weapons. So we got various things going on. We work in conjunction with the Drug Ed Council for the Chemical Abuse Prevention Program. We call it CAP for short. The Securus program, which was initially an IT program that the school system went out, and it basically monitors internet usage for the staff and students on campus. So we got a bunch of different things that's going on in the schools that we, being the security department, work closely with.
I had a conversation recently, and so, Kurt and I have talked about this on previous shows, and I want to continue to talk about it. This electronic communications thing that's going on out there, Mobile Police Department, all law enforcement agencies, and our school district all recognize that misuse of electronic communications is a huge concern. And so we're all trying to initiate efforts program-wise and trying to influence and motivate young folks to recognize that the use of electronic communications can be an asset, but it can be a problem. And they need to be wise about how they use these electronic communication devices because, they can learn stuff and advance themselves or cause chaos.
That's true.
And we want to make sure the young folks do things wise and appropriate. So that security program is something that allows the school system to keep up with what folks are doing on our campuses. And I know that the police department monitors the internet and sees what's going on out there as well.
That's right. Chief Barber has initiated a cyber intelligence division, and it's very high tech. Very high tech.
Absolutely. So folks need to know, you know, if you put stuff out there, somebody could see it, and it could make a difference. And you got to be smart about what you put out there.
And really, that's part of the crime prevention unit. Is we try to teach people about, you know, what you put out there, cyberbullying or sexting or texting while driving.
Well,
that's right. It doesn't go away. But if we can teach the young people early not to do this, crime prevention is essential. So we do that.
Well, I like the fact that we're trying to make a concerted effort between the two agencies, the police department and the school system, but we can't do it without parents.
That's right.
We can't do it without parents. Parents are vital to the success of their students as well as for society at large. I mean, we are responsible for one another, and we have to make sure that we do all the things needed to safeguard and protect our children and help them be the people that we need them to be in the future.
That's true.
Positive action, proactive effort, trying to make our kids the smartest and the safest kids we can produce.
That's right.
I know that your chief has said, Chief Barber has said that he wants Mobile to be the safest community in the nation.
That's right.
And we want our kids to be the smartest kids in the nation.
That's right.
And so if we can have a safe and smart community, Mobile can't do anything but progress.
That's right. That's right.
Mr. Oakley, you also kind of expounded a little bit about some of the new initiatives that we got coming on. We're going to start a K-9 program, you mentioned. I kind of heard that in your list.
That's correct. Probably in the next month or so, we would actually get out into the schools. And that's something that we've been doing for years. But
right, we've been having K-9s come in schools for a while.
Yes.
Mr. Oakley, I am so sorry. We're going to have to start to, let's do this for just a second because we're about to run out of time.
Okay.
The K-9 program is a great program. I know you guys are about to start that.
Yes.
And when you do, you're going to go to all the school levels, middle, high school, and elementary school, and introduce the kids to the K-9 program.
Yes.
But we're going to talk about those things in our next
another
show.
Episode. We'll expound on it in another episode.
For right now, I want to say this. Thank you for coming on, both of you. Corporal Lewis, Mr. Oakley, we can't do this thing without you. You guys are vital to the success of the school system and the police department. And until a later show, I'm going to say goodbye, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, and continue to watch Safe Schools.
Thank you.